think about the generations and to say we want to make it a better place for our children and our children's children, so that they know it's a better world for them.
Thank you. I just want to say thanks to all of you for taking the time to sacrifice and come up tonight. And hopefully your time will not be wasted. We could share some things that will actually help you to journey, help you to move fast. When I heard that you guys were fasting and praying, and then I was able to connect with a lot of the other churches. A lot of the other churches are fasting and praying. So I'm thinking that we really need to press in on God, that God will do a supernatural intervention in this country and create a revolution like never before. You know, my former pastor, who's passed on, Dr. Monroe, he prophesied that the old God is finished. So I think we need to tap into what God is really doing and try to see if we can reach the heart of God and what He wants to do with our nation, because, like we say all the time, God lives in the Bahamas. And so we just need to make sure we do our part to ensure that He continues to live in the Bahamas. You guys are going again, like I say, to a period of fasting, and one of the interesting things about fasting to me is it actually heightens your spirituality. I believe that one of our greatest assets is really our ability to hear the voice of God. So you can examine your thought life. Whatever dominates your thinking will determine not your capacity, but actually your ability to hear that voice. When we examine our thoughts, the majority of the times our thoughts are on things that really don't matter. We are worrying, we are thinking about bills, we are worried about tomorrow, and our thoughts are consumed with so much different things. Sometimes we can ask ourselves, do we really have faith in God? Because faith is really what? Putting your fear in doubt about something you don't know about, something that ain't happening. Usually we are fearful for things that never ever happen. And I always tell people that faith is like a ram in the tent. When you believe, the ram is actually coming to deliver you, and the minute you doubt, it actually goes back. And we have to make sure that we live a life not only full of faith, but intentional with a level of expectation that God is not able, but He will do what we have asked Him. So we must remember to spend that special time with God, you know what I mean? And make it special effort, Some people wake up early in the morning, some people do it late at night. I'm always an advocate for waking up early because, that's what Jesus did. So, I would admonish you, whatever works best for you, make sure that time is allotted up, chalked up, and nothing interrupts or disturbs that. Because, like I say, you never waste time, but you spend time with God. I want to get into why we need to actually take care of our bodies. And then I want to talk about some health issues. Ephesians 2 verse 10 says what? For we are what? His workmanship, created in who? Christ Jesus, to do what? Good works, which were prepared for us when? Before the foundations of the world. So your birth is evidence that there's something great that's already been accomplished that you were just given birth to start. Now, if you were given birth to complete an assignment, how can you complete that assignment if you don't have a body? If you don't have a body, you are what they call an illegal immigrant. So the real you is what? A spirit. And you live in a what? A dirt house, which is a body. And you live on the physical earth. Now, in order to complete God's assignment, we need to be healthy. Because if you are sick, you technically can't do nothing. Technically, you are really not a good representative, a good representation. You're not a good ambassador. You know, you're looking for the ambassador and the ambassador in the hospital. And ambassador it is. You're looking for them next week and they sick. You know, no. That's why he said your body is what? The temple of the Lord. And guess what? You don't put junk in the temple. Huh? If you clean your house right now and somebody comes and they take garbage dump and they throw it on the floor, what you feel like doing? Like beating them again. This place clean out. This place come join. This garbage on my house. Huh? But guess what? We can put garbage in our body and it's like, you know what I mean? But you then put it in your house. Huh? Well, which one more important, the body or your house? You know what I mean? But you know, we have our priorities the way we have it. But you know, and that's why we are here to educate, enlighten persons. But we must take care of the body that God has given us. It is our vehicle to not only do our assignment but complete it effectively. And nobody can complete an assignment effectively if you're sick. Matter of fact, you're not even a good witness if you're sick. Huh? You can imagine somebody telling you, we can pray for you, and like they're on drip or something. And you can pray for me, and you need prayer. Huh? You need prayer. And I like the fact that you guys are fasting because it's also going to put you guys in what I call a right standing relationship with God. Huh? And that's why the Bible says the fervent, effective prayer of the who? The righteous man availeth much. So the effectiveness of your prayer is what? Directly linked to your righteousness. So you can always tell if it's going to be answered. Huh? That right standing relationship. And guess what? That right standing relationship gives you a level of authority that when you act, you know it's done. You don't even have to figure it out. Huh? What? When we have sin in our lives and all this stuff, we feel a level of conviction. And that's when this level of doubt kicks in. And we know, boy, I pray that way. Maybe. And so what we do, we live as what they call in-case Christians. I pray for that, but just in case God don't answer. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And behemoths of anger sometimes. I like you talked about in case. But boy, you live in, you just pray God is going to do that. But you still just keep that lie beside you just in case gas. Tell me the gas man coming, but I ain't got no money. The Lord will provide. And then they do all kind of funny stuff. 2-1. I must see the number. But I said, what number? I said, you serious? And we have all kind of funny stuff. I said, boy, you gotta be of him. But we need to, like I said, we need to make sure we exercise our faith, keep a right relationship with God, so that we can unequivocally know that our prayers will be answered. Shifting gears a little bit, as we talk about food, when you eat food, the stomach looks for one thing: nutritional value. If there was no nutritional value in what you ate, that was just an exercise in waste. In other words, what you did is you appease your taste buds, but when that food reached into the stomach is looking for potassium is going to be the same. Chromium is the same. What this person just did, this bamboo ain't working. You know what I mean? Because why? Typical behavior, food for them is when they chew it. Huh? Eat that food. Ah, that was good. No, that ain't good food. Good food is when you eat it and there's nutritional value in it. Because like I say, if you eat the food, you know nutritional value in it, the only thing you can say was it tasted. That was it. But then hit the stomach going to work looking for all this stuff. So you ain't nothing there, okay? You know what happens, right? When you eat food and there's no nutritional value in it, you know the body said, hey, we're gonna get it from somewhere. Let's rob. So then it'll rob the kidney, it'll rob somewhere. And then of course the final robbery goes to the bone marrow. Now, the bone marrow is designed to take you to a level of longevity. In other words, your bone marrow, which pumps the red and the white blood cells, that's designed to take you maybe to 100, 105. But what happened? You've been eating so bad, you kill the red blood cells, white blood cells, you eat food, no nutritional value, so guess what? It just keeps robbing the bone marrow. Give me some more blood cells. Why? Because you keep killing the blood cells, you keep eating bad, kills the blood cells, recuperate back. So in other words, you are putting a lot of mileage on your, not only your bone marrow, but your internal organs. And so that's why people don't understand that people who eat good have a natural tendency of looking younger. Why do you think they look younger? Because their cells are not dying as fast. Simple. You know what I mean? And of course, we think that we get away, you say, I just eat this, I'm gonna get sick. I had a good friend, I think he was like 16, and this guy used to eat pizza and Coke. What was I doing? You ask this guy eat pizza. Fella did it for 2-3 years. After the second year, he got sick, he went to the doctor. What the doctor told him? He said, you are 18, but you have the internal organs of a 35-year-old. In other words, the mileage on his kidney, his liver, his all of that stuff, he just wear it out. Yeah, and that's what we do. You eat bad, you can keep eating bad, you can age faster, and when it all comes down, it all comes tumbling down. So all the cream, the whips, all that stuff, it's coming back. It will come back to haunt you. You know what I mean? I was telling one of my friends the other day, I said, boy, with some of these women, I think God got a problem trying to identify them. That was you? They change so much. I'm serious. Yeah, that was you. Yeah, man, but like I say, we must continue to try and eat stuff with nutritional value, and it's not hard. A lot of people have to realize that, look, you decide what goes into your taste buds, because remember now, the taste buds replenish themselves every 7 days. And guess what? The best way to break or change any habit is by fasting. Why? Because when you do a fast, you are almost repelletizing your taste buds. So you could almost eat a tomato and you can taste almost everything inside that tomato. Everything inside that tomato. You know what I mean? And you could almost eat it raw just like that. But what we do, we put all these stuff on it, and all these chemicals and things, and we go on after things. We don't go after nutritional value. And it's sad, but as we learn, we have to try and see if we can tap into stuff with the foods that are alkaline. I'll talk about some of those foods that are alkaline, because there are 2 types of foods. There are foods that are alkaline, and there are foods that are acid. Now, what are alkaline foods? Alkaline foods are the foods that grow by nature. They grow wild. They grow in the jungle. They grow in the rainforest. They grow in the desert. They grow in the Bahamas. And They are the ones that don't need no fumigation, pesticides. You don't need to water them. You don't need to do nothing to them. And guess what else they do? They have seeds. That's for sure. Because I can't take for the life of me how people just get so lazy and stuff to take the seeds out. Huh? And if you really look at those fruits closely, the fruits still have the seeds in it, you know. It's very, very fine. But what they do is they inject it with a chemical and it shrinks it. It shrinks it. I mean, we had a young lady come to us several weeks ago, and she said she had diabetes. And I was like, really? And so she was saying, you know, and the doctor told me all these things, and he took me off all these things, and you know, I was only eating fruits and vegetables and stuff, and my sugar's still up. I said, you sure? You eat fruits and vegetables and your sugar's still up? And then I found out what she was eating. She was eating fruits. But the challenge is she was eating all those seedless stuff. And there is a level of glucose in those seedless stuff that the body cannot deal with. It cannot deal with. In other words, it cannot assimilate that sugar because it's artificial. I mean, I don't know why, man. You know, everything is about marketing, mass production, and everything. So this whole care about nutritional value and stuff like that, that's out the window. I mean, the farmers got no principle of love. Soil the soil, 6 years, 7 years, you get grass by it. Because in the soil, you have to give the animals, all those worms and all those ants and stuff you see in the soil, they are designed in a way to break the soil up in a particular way for decomposition. Huh? So that when you go back into that soil, you get the same high nutritional value for a long period of time. But us, no. We gotta plant this stuff. Guess afterward, guess what we do after we plant it? We put fertilizer in it. Then after we put fertilizer in it, then we spray pesticide in it so that the bugs can bite it. And then we fumigate it. And you try to figure out, you eat this stuff and all these chemicals. And you're trying to figure out why you get no nutritional value. You can't get them. They're doing different things to it. And they have it designed for mass growth. It ain't designed for nutritional value. So that's why, you know, when we talk about farming in the Bahamas and going back to that, it's very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Some of the stuff that are hybrids, stuff like the cassava, hybrid. No, a lot of people say cassava. Oh my God, we never used to eat cassava. Listen to me. You eat enough of that cassava, you talk about stronger. You know what the old people used to do with the cassava? They used to cut the cassava, put it in some water, and you can take that water, you can iron your clothes. That'll stand your pants right up. The starch within the cassava, you know? And see, what a lot of people have to understand is, back in those days, when those older people were exposed to the cassava, they didn't have the money like that we have. Huh? Them people was toting water in their head, they was washing and thing outside, so their activity helped to lean to some of the things that they were doing and they were getting away with. You know what I mean? What we do? We eat cassava, we sit at the desk, boom. Huh? On the computer all day, and guess what? Child be sucking AC all day, we even didn't get no pressure. I had a guy come to me the other day, and the doctor was giving him vitamin D tablet. I said, Jesus, God, you don't have to make that? You in the farmers and you get the vitamin. And guess what the vitamin D tablets were? Exposed you to the sun. I'm like, you better hide them vitamins. You need to hide them from somebody. How could you be taking vitamin D in the Bahamas? People are actually you crazy. Well, just go in the sun and exercise for 15, 20 minutes. Yeah. You got people, you know, if you study some of people's lifestyle, they even want no sun touch them. I mean, I see some women, they got their umbrella dying. What? The sun for to burn me and make me black. I Then I was talking to that lady. She said something about some chemical or something that if the sun touches it'll make them more black than she really is. I said, what kind of chemical that is? Yeah, remember I say something, some bleaching cream, stuff like that. You gotta go in the sun. Boy, people can do some things. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Cream on your face. You can't go in the sun now because you got this cream on your face. Boy, people can do some things. But like I say, another fruit that is a hybrid is actually the carrot. Now, I'll use the word carrot. Carrot. Carrot may be a hybrid. What you mean? Carrot, beta carotene, and all this stuff. But did you really do the research on the carrot? Carrot is good, but the original carrot is the queen antlers, and it's a wild flower that produces a carrot that is actually purple or white. That carrot is not sweet. That carrot is actually bitter. And if you take the orange carrot, when it's loaded with starch, you test it over yourself. You can grate it over. And if you grate it too much with your hand, and your hand will turn orange, I don't know if anybody had that experience. And if you take the juice from the carrot, it'll turn into an orange powder. And the carrot itself, like I say, is not sweet. So what man did is genetically modified it. They put starch in it as a binder. They mass produce it, and they feed us it because we like that sweet. So we go after that taste. We say, it tastes good. But I tell you one thing. If you go down by the Sandals Hotel, those Europeans, you will not give them an orange carrot. They will sue you. If the carrot ain't purple or white, they don't want it. They know what to do. You know what I mean? We don't know, but they know. They know, you know. And I mean, you have a number of hybrid foods. One of the hybrid foods that we always get in the challenge with is garlic. And you know, we have this saying, people say, boy, Julian, garlic is a good food, it's such like good flavor and all that stuff. But, you know, garlic has formaldehyde inside. And what a lot of people don't understand with garlic is if you have pressure issues and you take garlic has a tendency of lowering the pressure, but what it also does is it eats away at the membrane of the cells. The veins, actually. The veins. So you'll find somebody who takes a lot of garlic has these carrot veins, like these veins popping out and stuff like that, because what the garlic does, it eats away the walls of the veins. And so while it's also lowering the pressure, it is also eating away at those veins. Now, what y'all need to do too is y'all need to start researching some of this stuff. Go on the internet. They use garlic for embalming the bodies. Yeah, study this stuff. Look up this stuff on the internet. Look up some of this stuff on the internet, you know? Research this stuff because it's out there. Pressure being gone. Very good. Of course, what we also do too, with pressure, we usually recommend a cleanse. And what the cleanse does, it just basically cleans the body. Because, you know, pressure is a sign of blockage. And another thing too I have to make you guys aware of is you have to get a good salt. The regular salt and crude salt is 1/3 salt, 1/3 sand, 1/3 gas. And that's a combination of pressure in the body. Yes, and please examine this. And is that etching away at the veins that causes the pressure issue? Because you gotta realize you got good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. So whenever you cut the root and vein, good cholesterol goes in the blocks. It's very small, very thin. You get that bad salt again, cut it again. So you actually building up thought inside that vein from that bad salt. Yes, I mean, you get salt, that right out of it, you get corn salt, I mean, we have to handle that salt. I have salt. I try to one trade another. But you need to get a good salt. And you need to get a good sweetener. I always tell people, of course, white sugar is good. Brown sugar is white sugar with lots of it. Of course, we got that big strike there. All this funny stuff, they can stand on this stuff. But for a sweetener, I always tell people, good options, either maybe agave, maybe syrup. We also have coconut palm sugar, which is a good sugar. But once you begin with the salt and the sugar, honey is good. The challenge with honey is honey, they have started to hybridize a lot of these bees. You have to be very careful. Some of the island honey is very good, but you have to be very careful with honey bees. Some of these honey, you go in the food store and pick up a honey, you switch it over, 36 grams of sugar. Obviously, you have more sugar in this than honey. You understand what I'm saying? So they sweeten a lot of this stuff too, so you gotta be careful. And try to stick with get some good natural stuff.
What can
Excellent question.
I'm sitting here what's that?
What's left in? Very, very, very good question. Isn't the sea moss? Sea moss has anything going inside it. If you do smoothies in the morning, you put 2 sweet sea moss in that, you are set for the day. Matter of fact, we have come up with something called a sea moss shake. And I think my wife has some samples. You got some samples?
I just got one because I don't have it myself. Wild spinach, which are way more nutritious than the one you buy in the food store, with being in a package for wild. Yes. So you see, I used to have the cherry tomatoes, and I never plant them. You just probably throw a seed outside and they grow. The wild tomato, the tiny tomato, if you go to the food store, well, you have those guys. It's $5, so it depends where they say they're coming from. And a lot of these things are just, now they're coming out with sophisticated colors in the food. I never seen yellow tomatoes, but now this yellow that is yellow. It's not like always kind of yellow. No, it's a yellow tomato. It's a purple tomato, and these things you gotta be careful because they coming out with so much different things that they fancy. They even sell like kind of expensive. They hybrid, and our body don't recognize these things. And that's the danger because the body is made up with a different DNA, ourselves are different. And we are designed to eat what who made, Creator made. The things we supposed. And you're reading the Bible, I assume, it's a church. What to eat, even how to make bread and stuff like that. The Bible has recipes. So we just pass that page, this is not exciting thing to read. Why? Because we don't make us shout and all of that. Fact. This is our temple, and that's a very important thing. It's a temple, and the Bible tells you what to put in a temple and what's not to put in a temple. And we overlook, a lot of times we overlook that part. But if the temple is not here, or is sick, how are you going to fulfill the mandate that you say go? Push the cause. But if you're sick, your pastor's sick, Sunday or Wednesdays, I don't know how many times a day you see it.
What is your position on traditional medication along with your natural?
Traditional medication. We got all kinds of traditional medication. One of the challenging factors, a lot of the traditional medicine has been dumbed down so much. And it's just so much replacements for certain things, some of the real traditional medicine in their real authentic state, you know, some of them have good effects. Of course, you know, any medication itself is really handmade, man-made, or however they put it together. So there's always a level of acidity inside of it. So even though it does one thing, it also has this side effect, whether the side effect is good or bad. I mean, not good or bad, but to what extent it is, you know what I mean?
But what I mean is, if I come to you with my brown bags, right, and I say, well, to you, well, you know what? I'm not going to take these any longer. The doctor says that I have diabetes, I have hypertension. I'm not going to take these any longer because I heard all of the wonderful things that Newlife can do for me. And what do you say to that person?
Well, to tell you the truth, we have that almost every other day. Matter of fact, the gentleman, Mr. Stephen Surratt came to us and took pictures. He was swollen, you know, and he was on 9 different medications. So I gave him CMOS iron, especially the tonic, and he took them, and in less than 14 days, all his swelling went down, and his body was normal. And he was back to normal. He was like, and this was 14 days. So what I'm saying is, a lot of the herbs, you can actually take them and see results in a short period of time. Very, very short period of time. I mean, we had a lady who was hypertensive. How old is she? 85. She was on hypertension medicine for how long?
I think 36 years.
Yeah, what she's really trying to say is, with the traditional medicine, right, we have some people who, what we do is transition them